Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Phantasy Star on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode we recruited our third party member, Odin, and then we got a compass that allowed us to navigate the forest to the south of Kamini, Alice's hometown. Inside of Epi, the village inside that forest, we learned where we can find a dungeon key, and we need that dungeon key to enter a bunch of dungeons. The main dungeon we want to enter is this one right here, because for some reason a baker decided to set up a shop inside this dungeon. So I don't know why you want to set up shop in a dungeon, yet alone a locked dungeon. But for some reason this guy did, and it's important that we visit this guy because he's sells these amazing cakes, and the governor of Motavia won't see us unless we bring him one of these cakes, which is really weird because apparently the governor isn't a fan of Lassic either, and so we're trying to overthrow Lassic, and you figure the governor of one of the planets, he'd probably be kind of maybe next in line almost to, you know, rule the system maybe. So he would probably want us to, you know, overthrow Lassic. And would give us all his help, but for some reason he's still making us get him this cake. So, but luckily this dungeon ain't too big, and the enemies in it ain't gonna be too hard because of all the grinding we did in the last episode to get all those good defensive equipment for all our characters. So you'll see a lot of the enemies here when they attack. They'll say they missed their attack. That's basically because they're not doing any damage to our characters. And they can still damage us, of course. But we got Alice's heal spell, which heals 20 hit points, and then Meow also got a spell, a cure spell, which is stronger than Alice's heal spell. That can heal at most 80 hit points, so yeah, won't really be using Meow's cure spell until you know, somebody really needs it. Because I don't think the only one who might have 80 plus hit points is Odin at this time. So we just make our way down. That short sword, you could keep it because it's a little bit more powerful than the weapon our next character is going to come equipped with, and the next character can equip the short sword, but it's only one strength more powerful than the weapon that he comes with, so you can probably just sell that short sword that we picked up earlier. So these are some good enemies, these werebats. You can actually run into them in the forest going toward Epi. They're really good because, as you can see on the screen, they drop 63 Masada, and now that you know, we have 3 characters in our party, we can run into quite a few of them at a time. So another good enemy here, Gold Lens, which drops a decent amount of gold as well, or Masadas. I call them gold because most role-playing games call their currency gold, but in this Phantasy Star universe, it's Masadas. So, speaking of Masadas, you're gonna come down here, and the guy he's gonna sell the cake to you for 1,000 Masadas, but it's really only 300. So yeah, he's a bad businessman. He gives you the wrong price for his thing, for his cakes, and he has a very bad location for them. So yeah, you don't worry if you don't have 1,000 Masadas. All you really need to do is have 300 to buy the cakes, and I'll show that off. The good thing is, like, a lot of these enemies in here, like the werebats and those gold lenses, give quite a bit of gold. So experience, not so much, but that's okay. We gained all our experience from doing that level grinding before. So this is a 4-floor dungeon. But most of the floors, especially the first 2, are really tiny, not too confusing. Here on the last floor, we're just going to hug the outside wall, just for a treasure. There's going to be a flash up here. You almost might have enough gold, actually, after this to be able to afford the the magic lamp. Now, the magic lamp, of course, it's 1,400 Mercedes. You're never going to use. So it's actually you'd have to buy 71 flashes to make have the magic lantern be worth more, and you'll never use 70 flashes. But it's just, you know, you're not gonna have that much stuff to spend money on anyway. So it's just one way to always make sure that you have something in your inventory. So actually, that might actually be my next purchase. Like I said, you're gonna get quite a bit of gold here. And one of the dungeons coming up has a treasure chest with a lot of Mercedes in it too, so. And it'll be a while until we reach a new town that sells new equipment, so. Because you already got the best equipment from the towns that we've at, except for the diamond armor, but that's like really super expensive, and that's like endgame equipment almost. So, we already got Meow's fur coat on Motavia. So there, you see, we had 700 Mercedes, and then we bought one cake, and it brought us down to 454. So yeah, only 300. And there's the cake right there. So. Now that we have that cake, we can head back to Motavia. If you didn't buy Meow the fur armor on Motavia, you should be able to get enough Mercedes in this dungeon to be able to afford it. As you can see, I'm running into quite a few random encounters here and making good money on all those encounters. So, now we just backtrack our way out of here, and then we can head back to Motavia to meet with the governor. So yeah, you both need both the dungeon key and the shortcake to talk with the governor. So the dungeon key opens the door to the governor's place, and then there's going to be a security robot that if you don't have the cake, he just kicks you out. So. Checking out my map to make sure I don't get lost. Some of these passageways can be a little bit confusing. No, don't want to go that way. Here we go. And then on the last floor here is nothing. So, and the door we shut. Who shut it? I don't know. But we gotta unlock it again. But there we go. We're out of that dungeon. Now, we could go to, like I said, there's another dungeon we could go to if we want to. To the south of Scion, we were told there's a dungeon down there. That's an optional dungeon. The only one, you can go there and you get a decent weapon for Meow, who doesn't have any weapon yet. But like I said, he has good stats, so he can do decent damage without a weapon. I'm keeping that dungeon for later. Because after this, the next big dungeon we go to is where we're going to recruit our fourth and final party member. And so having this dungeon still available after we get our fourth party member will allow them to get some experience and catch up with the rest of the party. So otherwise, yeah, he'd be really far behind in levels. So. Way we'll just fight as our way. We ran up to that new enemy up there, the Dead Tree. You can also run them around the Epi Forest, but we didn't run into any. So, yeah, whenever we head to this town, we want to make sure that we heal ourselves up. Always take advantage of that free inn. I haven't had to sell. I hadn't had to use any of the regular inns yet, the hospitals. So like I said, you can keep this short sword if you want, but it only gives like one more attack power to the next character we're going to get. So, and the next character, like I said in some previous episodes, is a mage, like the Princess of Moonbrook in Dragon Warrior 2. And so they will, they'll be mainly casting spells. So I came right here just to get a little bit more gold. Not gold, Mercedes. I keep calling it gold. So now I can afford just the best sword offered here. The ceramic sword. So we'll sell a titanium sword. The titanium sword could also go to Odin if you want to, but like I said, I like the guns better, because even though the sword will deal more damage to a single target, but being able to deal 5 damage never missing, it's a good deal. So it gets even better when you get the final gun, the laser gun. So it's good against the bosses that have really high defense, because the guns ignore defense. So we're gonna actually have a kind of a boss battle coming up here, but it's pretty much scripted that you're supposed to lose. Now, if you grind enough, you could theoretically beat this boss coming up, but if you beat the boss, all you get is 10 experience points, so it's kind of pointless to do that. So we'll sell our titanium sword. Like I said, we'll keep Odin with his guns. So and now we're just off to Motavia to go see the governor. And then he will direct us to where we can get our final party member. But yeah, no, the governor's not going to join our party, even though, like he said, he wants to accomplish our goal of overthrowing Lassic, so the evil tyrant. Now you could cut the, if you want, you could skip these cutscenes. You just press your A button, or on the Wii Virtual Console, it's the 2 button. But I like seeing a little cutscene here, so get to watch the rocket fly through space. Space is always cool. It's always interested me. So we are at the main town here. Well, actually, I'll fight one of those antlions then later on, just to show them off. They are not good for grinding. You'd think that because they're a lot of times grinding is good on set encounters, because you don't have to worry about walking around and waiting for the random encounter generator to generate an encounter. You just attack and step forward and keep fighting. But the antlions, you'll see they give really poor experience and Mercedes. So yeah, if you say you don't have a gift, or you don't have a gift, this guy's just going to force you back. But if you say you have one, he will just automatically take it off of you and let you through here. So we get a free in here, a free heal up right here in this little area here. So that's nice. And we'll need that, like I said, because we're going to have a boss that's going to wipe the floor with us coming up here. So here's the governor. I'm the governor. I'm told that you intend to try to kill Lassic. I admire your courage. In the Nahu cave lives an Esper named Noah. I will give you a letter of introduction to present to her. I have faith that you will kill Lassic and return here eventually. You should rest here a while after your long journey. And we go into a sleep here, and this is where we find this monster that appears. It's like a succubus, but they spell it succubus. So, as you can see, Odin's really the only one who's going to do damage to it. It can freeze your characters in place, and it pretty much one-shots everybody. So, but you can just see how good guns are because they're dealing set damage. Even Alice with a new ceramic sword can only deal like 2 damage. And so, like I said, this thing will pretty much wipe you out. Like I said, if you do defeat it, doesn't matter. You only get 10 Mercedes, and the same thing happens. You'll just wake up from the bad dream. And you'll get some words of encouragement from the governor. Maybe there's something suspicious about the governor. That's why we had that weird dream. We'll find out later. But in the meantime, he's going to just tell us to go recruit Noah. The weird thing with Noah is, even though the guy said that to give a letter to her, apparently canonically Noah is as a male. So because he makes an appearance in Phantasy Star II, and is referenced in Phantasy Star IV. And in both those cases, he's a male. So his sprite here, though, is kind of, I guess, ambiguous. He wears like a cloak, like a wizard's cloak, so you can't really tell like gender just by looking at him. So I guess maybe that's why when they did the translation, they just made it a her. But Noah is going to be a he, so I'm just going to refer to Noah as a he, even though the government called him a her. So here are these ant lions. As you can see, they only give 8 experience points, 7 Usadas. They don't drop anything, so they're kind of useless to grind against. Eventually, we'll grind against a different enemy on the on Motavia here. We got these sandworms, like the ones from Dune. And they don't give the spice, the melon, that allows us to see into the future like in Dune, but they give good experience, so... And once we're able to grind on them, they're not too tough, so... They're one of the endgame monsters that people recommend that you grind on. So yeah, see, even if you defeat the antlion, the thing on the screen ain't gonna disappear, so we're gonna have to find some way to get around those antlions later on, but that'll be for a future episode. So take care, see you in the next episode where we recruit Noah. Have a good one. Bye!